I asked a famous producer once what his philosophy of mixing was, and he said, "Well, I just keep mixing until it sounds good." That's not very helpful, but it is the truth. There's no checklist like there is with a recipe. You add some of this and add some of that, and you stir it up, and then you're done. It's more complicated than that. And there's no shortage of advice on mixing. So I'll switch to a browser and show you that there are 1,403 results for books on mixing audio. So I'll scroll through these, and I don't intend to tell you how much reverb your vocal should have, or whether it should be a plate or a gate, or whether you should brighten your snare. Those are creative decisions you should make, but I will show you how to do it. So let's jump back to Pro Tools. What I've done here is to open a template that's in the Record and Mix group. So I opened a 24 channel plus EQ plus dynamics plus effects returns. And there are various flavors of this, including more that have 32 channels if your project is more complicated. There are mixers that try and make things sound their way. They have a sound, favorite tools that they use, and you hire them and you get that. Other people pride themselves on wanting every track to have its own unique identity. My goal in this chapter is to help you understand the process and the tools that are available so your mix can best represent the work you put into your project before you got to the mix stage. Mixing is really about focus. What parts do you want to be the star of the show, and what's there to play a supporting role? If you're mixing a track with narration, that's going to be the focus. And music and sound effects and everything else should support it. If it's a song, the focus is probably the lead vocal, but sometimes the groove is right there behind it. When the vocal pauses, something else should take the focus. Maybe an instrumental hook, a guitar part, a keyboard part, horn part, bass pattern. If everything is the same volume, then nothing's in focus, and that's probably what's wrong with your mix. With that philosophy in mind, where do you start? A lot of engineers start mixing a track by soloing the kick drum. Well, of course you want the kick drum to sound good, and if it needs a noise gate or some EQ, then you want to put it there. But not every track should be driven by the kick drum, and that's not automatically where you should start your mix. The beauty of a mix is in how the sounds blend and complement one another, and not how gorgeous the kick drum or any other single sound sounds by itself.